Hello everyone, Time to Grind here, and today I wanted to talk about Hades. And Hades has been out in early access for over a year, and I have been so busy reviewing games that I decided to wait until the game officially came out to play and review it, and it just recently came out. So I finally picked it up, and holy cow, I wish I had played this game earlier. Hades is one of my new favorite roguelites of all time. The gameplay is super satisfying, the presentation in terms of the art style, the music, the voice acting is all really impressive, the progression has lots of depth, and the story in the game is just the cherry on top. So for the three of you that have not already played Hades while it was in early access, I'll give you a brief overview. So you are the son of Hades, and you really want to escape hell and go live in Olympus with all the other gods, but that means you have to fight your way through hell to escape. All the other gods like Zeus, Athena, Poseidon, Hermes, and more of the Greek gods you would expect all want you to join them in Olympus, so they will help you on your way trying to escape. And Hades doesn't believe that you can escape, so he kind of just lets you try over and over and over again. So when you start a new run, you first pick a weapon to use. At first you don't have very many weapons unlocked, but eventually you'll have several to choose from that all play completely different and give you completely different fighting styles. So you have a sword that's kind of like a normal sword, you have a cool bow and arrow, you have a shield, you have a lance, and more. And each of these weapons all have like 3 or 4 different attacks as well. So as an example, with the bow, you can charge a shot normally, and also if you kind of release it at a very specific time, it's more powerful. You can fire a short-range volley of arrows, and you can kind of do a dashing attack with it. And so after you pick your weapon, you start your escape, and you'll start out by either getting like an upgrade to your weapon that kind of just allows you to choose a generic upgrade to one of the aspects of it, or you could get one of the gods to help you out. And when a god helps you out, they'll offer you 3 different upgrades, or boons as the game calls it, that are themed around that god and will give you an upgrade or ability to something of yours. So if Zeus was the one helping you out, he might offer you an ability that causes lightning to strike enemies that attack you, or cause lightning to strike nearby enemies when you dash, or it could do something like making your normal attacks do a little bit of chain lightning damage. And so after you pick your first upgrade, you start fighting in different areas. So you go to an area, kill all the enemies and any more that spawn, and then you get a reward. And these rewards could be a ton of things. They could be max HP boosts, they could be gold to spend in shops during the run, they could be materials and currency for progression outside of the runs in the hub world, or they could be more upgrades from the gods. And one thing I really like about how the game presents itself is it's kind of linear. And at first it doesn't sound good, but it means that you don't have to worry about a map and you don't have to worry about backtracking. Instead, after you clear an area, you'll have anywhere from 1 to 3 doors to go through, and each door will show you what item you'll get by clearing the next room. So if you know you're low on health, you might want to go through a door that has a shop so you could buy some health, or if you need more money, you might go through a door that shows you some more money, and if you think you're just doing awesome and you want more upgrades and abilities from the gods, you could go through a door that shows you an upgrade from one of the gods. So it's linear in the fact that there isn't a map and there isn't backtracking, but there's still choices in what rewards you'll be getting in the future. And it kind of streamlines the process without completely dumbing it down, and I love that. It keeps it super action oriented and there's not a lot of downtime in the game. And I think one of the best and coolest things about this game is just how the upgrades the gods give you work. Like, first off, it is so freaking cool constantly getting different choices from different gods that are all themed around the gods themselves. Because you'll start remembering what type of upgrades each god kind of has, and so if you're doing like a build around a bow and arrow, you might want upgrades from certain gods over others. And also, because you have different attacks with each weapon, even if you're using the same weapon, it might play completely different between runs because you might be upgrading different parts of the weapon. So as an example, I was doing one run with the bow where I got a lot of upgrades on the main charge shot, so that's how I was mainly killing enemies, but in a future run, I got a bunch of upgrades for my short-range volley attack, so that's what I was using. It was really cool, like I would do this volley and then it would doom all the enemies it hit, so after a couple seconds they would take a ton of damage. And so the run with the charged attack was better for killing bosses, but harder at killing waves of enemies, and vice versa. So every single run feels completely different due to the different weapons, due to the different upgrades from the different gods you get, and just what enemies you're facing as well. And so you keep trying to get as far as you can, obviously trying to escape to Olympia, and once you die, you get sent back to the hub world that Hades controls. And this is where a lot of the progression comes in. So you can use the darkness you find to upgrade yourself in various ways, like making you deal extra damage from behind, letting you heal a tiny bit each room, giving you more dashes, and a lot of other things. You can also use keys you find in runs to unlock more passives that you can spend darkness on for your character, and you can use the keys as well to unlock new weapons to use. You will also start finding these gifts that you can give to different characters or gods, and in return they'll give you passive relics that you can equip one at a time that give you different bonuses, and you can also upgrade these relics over time the more you use them. You can also use gemstones you find to upgrade the underworld itself, so this could be things like adding more healing fountains between rooms or adding more gold pots in the run to make future runs a little easier. There's also a couple of unique currencies you get by killing various bosses, but overall there's just several different currencies that are all tied to different types of progression in the hub world, and I really love that. If you've watched any of my other videos, especially on roguelites, because apparently I'm a roguelite YouTuber now, I always talk about how important progression is for roguelites, and this game takes it to a whole nother level. There is just so many different things to upgrade and obtain, and not only that, but there's also progression in the story. And that is right, this game kind of has a story as well. So another huge thing that I absolutely adore about this game is that you can constantly talk to all the different characters and gods, and every single line is voice acted super professionally. And as you go through multiple runs, a plot kind of starts to develop and you learn more and more about it from the dialogue with the characters, and you just get a lot of lore from them themselves. So even during runs when you get an upgrade by one of the gods, they might say a line or two about something that happened in the plot earlier, and it just makes it feel like a living world, and I have to say it is super awesome to have that level of storytelling and polish in a roguelite. And obviously, because there's so much in terms of progression, I know for a fact I haven't discovered everything in the story or the game, but I take that as a definite positive because I have something to keep looking forward to as I play. So between how satisfying the combat is, how freaking amazing the game looks and sounds, how polished it is with the voice acting and plot and story, and how involved the progression system is, I would definitely say Hades is one of my favorite roguelites of all time. And if you are a fan of roguelites in the slightest, this is going to be an insta-buy for you for sure, and you need to hop on over to Steam or the Switch store or wherever you are buying this game and get it right now and experience all this game has to offer, because it is one of the best I have played. And if you guys have played Hades either in the early access period or now, or just from watching gameplay, I would love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Do you guys enjoy this game as much as I do? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. I review 2 to 3 games a week just on a wide variety of games, but my biggest focus is on roguelikes and roguelites. So if you are as just a big of fan as I am when it comes to these type of games, definitely hit that subscribe button and ring that bell like all the big boy YouTubers say. Also, if you can't get enough of me, I have a podcast called Media Crash, where every episode we talk about a different game or movie or TV genre, and last episode we talked about MMOs. So give that a watch if that interests you at all. And if you're going to be grinding out some games of Hades after watching this video, which you really should be, I wish you luck and see you guys next time.